Whew. Okay. So he's here quite yet, but that's cool. They'll come. If you build it, they will come. What is my hair doing? Weird stuff. That's what my hair's doing. All right. Anyway. Oh, I can't do that on here yet. Okay. There is, let me see. I wonder if I can. Cat Van. Hey, girl. Good to see you. Good to see you. Um, I've been trying to connect both. Hey, um, co-host with, no, I don't want to co-host right now. I want to hang out with Cat Van and whoever else shows up. Um, I have this really cool setup now. I don't know if you've heard of OBS Studio, but it's like this cool, like, oh God, back in sort of TV studio-ish situation, and I've got it going, and it looks so good. It's got like the tarot spread up there, and it's just awesome, and God, it's just like really cool. Hey Paulette, hey Tuccio, I guess Tucci, but it makes me think of that old Phil Collins song, Studio. Anyway, so I've been trying to set my whole system up. I'm not quite there yet because TikTok is weird. And TikTok goes, hey, you need a special magic word to have to get everything on the same studio thing. So I've got TikTok here and YouTube here. Just saying. Oh, did somebody just chat with me? Chat rate 1. Okay, I guess somebody chatted to me. I don't see them. I don't know where they are. Chat. Here we go. Here's the chat. Okay, welcome to the chat. So listen, guys. Hi, Sassy. Hey, Ashley. Hey, another Sassy. 2 Sassies. We're so sassy. Angie, Leanne, Infinity Wealth. Everybody likes that idea. Linda, and another Linda, and Carolyn, and Iris, and Luis. This is so cool. All these wonderful, amazing women. So listen, on Wednesdays, and y'all missed it, and actually everybody missed it because I messed up. But I have a what do you call it? A mastermind for women who are either entrepreneurs, are wanting to be entrepreneurs, or who are in what do you call it? I want to say classical. That's not what I'm trying to say. Come on, brain, come back online, baby. Who are in corporate America, but women leaders, we have a specific sort of. We have many challenges that men don't know about. I'm just saying. That's the truth. It's true. Because that's what I mean, and that it's not just because they're men. We're not bashing men. I'm saying this happens because anytime you've got somebody in a place of privilege, they don't see the people underneath them, but the people underneath them see all the way up. It's actually in business, in like corporate stuff, it's called the iceberg of ignorance, y'all. It's called the iceberg of ignorance. Look it up on some image thing. You can use Google or something else. Hey everybody, I'm so glad y'all are here. This is so cool. Anyway, if you look up the iceberg of ignorance, it looks like an iceberg, duh. And the idea is like up here are the owner, the execs, the VPs, blah, blah, blah. And it goes all the way down. It's not really down. It should be flipped. But all the way down to like admins and people in the mailroom and, et cetera. And the fact is that the people at the bottom can see all the way up. That's easy. They can see all the way up. The people at the top can't see down. And so what happens is that the people at the top don't understand what's going wrong with their company, and they never bother to ask the people who really understand what the hell's going on. Thank you so much for the hearts. Oh my God, I was an admin for 30 years. So child, let me tell you, do you want to know who runs companies? It ain't the people at the top. No, it ain't. It is not. It is the people at the bottom who keep, and when I say the bottom, I mean anything less than a VP on down. And the thing that happens is that with those structures, The structure itself is one where the people at the top, and the top can be anybody one step above you on up, okay? You don't debate too much senior, you know, uh, thinking that they're better than, and also understanding that in this structure, you can be fired for no damn good reason. She's like, okay, I'm done with you. See you later. That's what happens. You know it does. And that's why there's really no security in the world of the regular job. And that's why a good 20 years ago, I started trying to find my way into being an entrepreneur. Because I want it to depend on me, because I will not fire me. Cheers. It's water, but cheers. And being an entrepreneur, becoming an entrepreneur is like a whole, it's like, God, it's like going from, I don't know, being a man to being a woman, or being a woman to being a man. It's like night and day. It is so completely different, and the first thing that women do, I don't know about men, but I know the first thing women do, because we've been so enculturated to follow the rules, to make sure we're liked. Um, yeah, I'm doing this while I'm talking. We've been enculturated to follow the rules. Like I want to stay out of trouble, so I'm going to be the best producer of whatever it is I'm producing, and I'm going to be the most on time, and I'm going to be the one who shows that I'm worthy. And, I grew up in a time period when that was the deal, man. It was like, you got to show that you are worthy of being promoted, and that if you do a really good job, like this is the stuff they tell 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds these days, right? And always have. If you're a good little girl, we'll give you a reward. And guess what I learned? People didn't want me to be that good. Either people didn't want me to be, or they didn't care. They're like, well, of course. They just took it as their due. Of course you're that good. Of course you're going to help me. That's your job. Really? It's not my job to be fabulous. You have plenty of dumbasses working here who don't care, and you're still paying them. So why am I busting my hump? Because I was following the rules. And it's not about following rules. It is so not. Nope. Now, it's also not about running around like a dummy and like trying to break the world down like we're seeing in Washington right now. It's not about that either, because that's just childish and stupid, frankly. However, that to one side. It is about getting really freaking smart. It's about getting really freaking tactical, strategic. It's about getting extremely self-aware, and the part of being a woman that we have given up because we have been taught and we've taken it in as gospel, which I have to tell you, thank God it's not. I mean, like, it's no kind of gospel. I don't care, religious, spiritual, political, personal, it's not gospel. We took it in that reality is just the way it is and we can't change it. And that's not true. Not true. Now, does that mean that the stuff that's happening isn't happening? No. What you're seeing is what you're seeing, right? It's happening. It's the deal. And that said, the power that you have at your disposal, particularly as a woman, and particularly as those men who are really in touch with their feminine, really in touch with emotion, caring about others, caring for others, caring for the community instead of just for self. Self is perfectly good to focus on, and you better. Where'd my card go? You better focus on yourself. You're the alpha and the omega, baby. You are the beginning and the end. You are where all of your energy comes from, and you are where all of your life is born from. Your energy, yours. Little you, yes, you. You bet. What card fell out? Eight of Pentacles fell out. Yeah, man, we have to start building, okay? We have to start freaking building. What does that mean? Building what? I mean, I tried going into entrepreneurship for 20 years and I kept failing. But I can tell you why. I can tell you a few reasons why. One of them was that I kept putting money before me. I kept putting, is this going to make me all the money I want? Because I was desperate and because I was absolutely certain, and I am still certain, that I am meant for a life of comfort where I get to serve everybody because I'm not busy, running around going, where's my money? Like we need money in this culture. It sucks. We do. We need it. What I didn't do was I just didn't take the time. Nah, that's not it either. I was in a big developmental phase that went on forever and ever. And I was stuck in a bunch of jobs or thought I was stuck because I did not understand how I could sort of mix and match. I didn't understand emotionally how I could do a job and then still have the energy and do some other stuff for money. What I didn't know, I guess, looking back, is that I was doing the stuff for money for the 8 to 5 job. And then I was applying the same principles at night instead of, why don't I at night do something that I freaking love? Because then it won't feel like work. It'll be fabulous. And that's what I want you to do. If you're looking into doing your own business, if you're looking into being an entrepreneur, step number 1, find something that you don't even think you know how it'll make you money, but it makes you frickin' deliriously happy or enthused or fascinated or involved. Find something like that. That's the first thing you got to do. That's the very, very first and most important thing to do. Because if you get stuck like I did in, is it going to make me money? It won't, unless money is like a really, really big motivator for you in a way that takes you past all of your resistances and past any beliefs. It doesn't for me. Performance, talking to people, communication, watching people light up, sharing the information I have, all of that lights me the hell up. Hey, Larry, how you doing, babe? Hope you're doing good out there. What does it mean, you guys, when it says got the number 2 gifter badge? Just got the number 2 gifter badge. I don't understand what those things are, but I'm learning as I go because that's how I learn. I jump in the deep end and then I learn as I go because I don't believe in delay. I have had to learn patience and I continue to learn patience, but I don't believe in delay. Because you know what? There's no such thing as perfect. Actually, what is perfect is imperfection. If you're just like, okay, screw it, I'm just going to try something. And that's what it was TikTok for me. Just TikTok. I said, I love being on camera. I love talking to people. I love helping people. So I'm just going to, I don't know what it's TikTok. I mean, I've heard of it for years, but it's like, I got on and went, okay. And then I'm learning as I'm going. Or I could have sat around for months and tried to figure out how to be perfect, and then I wouldn't have done squat and I wouldn't have met all y'all. Anyway, hi. Okay, so let's see. All right, now, Larry, I can pull a card for you, babe, but I'm assuming you're a guy. And I'm going to be reading from your feminine. Okay? So here, let me cut the cards here. Pull a card for you. Oh my God, that's bizarre. Oh, it's the same one I just pulled before. That is so interesting. Okay. So Larry, here's the deal, bud. What we do in our traditional business-minded way that we've been taught for a couple hundred years at least, is, I'm so sorry, is push. Don't give yourself any rest. Make sure you get to the goal. Be miserable till you get there, right? It's like, you don't deserve any rest. You don't deserve any any consideration and all those crappy things you're thinking to yourself about, well, I just don't have the time. You're like, oh, I understand. Of course you don't. Yeah, you do. You know what you don't have time for? Being in the frickin' hospital. That's what you don't have time for. And that's what happens when you just ignore yourself, right? If you end up sick, whether it's, emotionally sick or mentally sick or physically sick. We're so unbalanced because we've lost the feminine thread of the conversation. And so that's what I'm here for, is to really, like, let's bring the feminine back, you guys. We need the balance. And we also need to get rid of the toxic masculine and encourage the divine masculine, right? So when you have the divine masculine and divine feminine together, what you've got is inspired action. The feminine is the inspiration, the action is the masculine. They're both divine. Now you're cooking with gas. Now you're going somewhere. Hey, if you guys have not hit like, or you haven't joined me on my channel, please do. And do whatever you do to make this stuff work. Like I said, I'm learning as I go. Okay. So Larry, here's the deal. My sense is that you're probably very focused on a goal that's really important to you. And that's a good thing. But there can be a rigidity in that. A rigidity that can stress you out, make you crazy. And look at these pentacles here. Think of them as if they were, what are those little stick-em notes? Post-it notes. Think of them as post-it notes. We love to put up post-it notes of, like, I need to do this and this and this and this and this, right? But she in the picture is only looking at one, and that's all you can really do, is look at one at a time. So the message that I'm getting for you is focus on one thing that will please you in some respect. It'll please you to succeed at that. You'll be able to feel, because the feeling part, this is the feminine. This is how we get to prove to ourselves without needing to look outside of ourselves to get confirmation or approval. Neither of those are bad things, but when we make them 100% our proof, instead of having us be our own proving ground, our own self-sustaining, self-confident beings, then we've got a problem. So we're going to try for more of this. So try to think of something that you have to do towards that goal that actually gives you some pleasure. It may not even be something that you think is the most important thing to do today. Because you know what? When it comes to energy, when you're having a good time, crazy stuff happens. Amazing stuff happens. So take it easy on yourself, okay? Okay, Larry? Mama Lori says, take care of you, okay? Hey, Cat Van, are you still here? Because if you are, I'll pull a card for you. I've got a reading here that I created called the Good Girl Exit Plan. Oh, you're here. Fabulous. Okay, I'm going to pull a card for you, babe, okay? Awesome. Yay. Okay. Oh, you want that one? Okay. Pull this one. Ooh, girl, you are wealthy in so many ways. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is... There's a place inside of you that knows who you are, that knows, I'm going to say, your majesty, that knows energetically. It's a feeling. It's not necessarily an emotion. It can be, but there's something inside of you that knows. And if there's any mistake that is being made, and it's probably the most common one, is that you think if it's not showing up externally in the outside world, if you think that the supply or the control or the situation that you want to have, you're like, it's not showing up, so clearly I'm full of crap. It's not here. I'm delusional. Like, we all do that. But if you can not hold, that's the wrong word, sorry, scratch that. If you can practice feeling that certainty, that sensation, that sense of like, I just know I'm supposed to be that. If you can practice that, and there are several ways, I'll tell you in a second, what you're doing is um, you are letting the lighter energy do the work for you. And that's what we want. That's absolutely what we want. And that's the way it's supposed to work. This is the great turning that we're in as a human species. We are turning the corner from, oh my God, I'm just a human being, and I can only accomplish what I will put this body to. We're switching to the body is the divine masculine. The energy, the emotion, the intuition, the inspiration, the community mindedness, the love, all of that stuff is the fuel. It's the feminine. It makes so much sense to me because the feminine that's what births the baby. But what we have to do is birth us. And the way we're going to do that is when we bring in the feminine, which is the energetic. You are so welcome. I hope that was helpful. Okay, cool. Wow. Hi, Maddie. I wonder if you're the Maddie I know from another company called Zoom. I wonder. So helpful. Oh, yay. Oh, fabulous. I love hearing that. Yay. Yeah, it's like the biggest turning that I've taken in my life. It really does. Oh, that's great, Kat. That's awesome. Oh, tell me, Larry, what's amazing? That concept? I mean, are you down with it? Have you been practicing it? I wonder. Because I mean, Abraham Hicks talks about it a lot, a lot. The thing with watching anybody, me or anybody on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, and learning some things, it's real helpful. But, for me, the rubber has to meet the road. I was so unhappy for so many years that I was like, I absolutely have got to find a way to change. I used to call it the core. I now call it my emotional setting, but it's like, I've got to find a way to change the core of this situation because I was in all these workshops and, business workshops and personal growth workshops and spiritual workshops. And most of them, like 99% of them were fabulous. The 1% sucked rocks, but the 99% were great. But the problem was they didn't last. I couldn't make them last, right? So I mean, and you do it with acceptance and with fun and without like beating your head against a wall. And you realize, oh my God, I'm more than I thought I was. You've just transformed. It hasn't taken 19 years of therapy either. I love therapy. I'm a big fan of good therapy. Bad therapy, throw the therapist out with the bathwater, please. But a good therapist will help you look at you. Oh, I've got a couple of cards just fell out, so maybe that's all about therapy. Let's see here. Got the Two of Pentacles. Somebody wants me to co-host. I don't want to. I'm talking to you. Got the Two of Pentacles. And twos are really, they're about, do I stay in the place I've been or do I move into another place? And yeah, I would have to say, this really is about, do I want to stay who I am and keep fighting the battles? Or do I want to use the energetic? Do I want to use this weird idea that there might be another way to move my life forward instead of continuing to beat my head against the wall, trying to make things happen? I'll tell you what, it never frickin' worked for me. And I persevere like you wouldn't believe. So it was a lot of years because I persevere. Well, that's a good thing. But, I also did a lot of head beating. Six of Pentacles. You can see she's gifting people, right? Um, the gift is to yourself, my friends. It's to yourself. I honestly, I lost the thread for a long time, and I thought, oh my God, I I don't know how to get where I'm going. People would say, God, you're so hard on yourself. And I go, yeah, because like, why wouldn't I be? Nobody else is here to make sure I hold my feet to the fire. And it was like that whole thing. But it hurt. And if you're still doing that, and you are, I can guarantee that you are, because it takes real focus on that and recognizing where you do it and how you do it. And it can be emotional, it can be verbal, thought forms, um, all kinds of different ways that disempowerment of self will show up. But if you're still doing that, you want to find a way to be in an active way about giving to yourselves. Do you need to find a way to calm down, to calm your nervous system? Do you need that? Do you need to take a walk? And honestly, not just take the walk, like I'm just telling you, comparing how you could be to how I used to be. Not taking the walk like, okay, I'll take the walk. And when I'm back, I'm going to feel great. No, you want to take the walk. You want to take the walk like, okay, okay, I got nothing. Forget it. I'm just going to take a walk just to take a walk. Screw it. I'm going to go out to take a walk and be pissed off and talk to myself about how pissed off I am. And I'm going to hear it. And I'm going to be, you poor thing. I hear you. My God, I understand. As a way of moving yourself forward, or I'm going to say slightly up the emotional scale. That's what you really want to do. You want to move yourself up just one notch up the emotional scale. And there is a difference between, I'm so ticked off. I'm so pissed. And oh, I'm so pissed now. How am I get? Do you hear me? Yes. Oh my God. And you are right. You are right to feel this way. Oh my God, Lori, you are so right. Okay. Ugh. And you get that energy flowing. People use the wrong languaging around this. They go, I'm going to get that energy out. No, you're not. You're getting it flowing. Stop shooting on yourself. Oh, I shouldn't feel angry. Why not? Got something to be angry about? Then frickin' be angry. It's just you don't want to set your tent there, right? If you don't want to live there for the rest of your life. All right. Who else would like to have a card pulled for them? I've actually got a really cool 6-card spread, the Good Girl Exit Plan tarot spread. Very, very cool. It's 6 cards. You can order an individual reading from me. We'll meet on Zoom. It'll be very cool. You can do a 30-minute or a 60-minute. Where did the card fall? Something fell. Yep, it did. And you can do that by going to my website. I'll tell you in a second. All right. That's fun. This is like the choice card, like too many choices. I'm just going to give you 2. All right. But anyway, you can go ask for that if you go over to Iris. You want one? Cool. I got you. If you go to goodgirl.com, I'll have to put it in the chat here, /tarot readings. Whoops. All right. Well, here comes Iris's card. Woo, you must be a brilliant person. King of Swords. Although, notice it's a woman because this deck is badass. By the way, this deck is Modern Witch Tarot deck. Awesome stuff. All women, all different colors. Love it. Is it all ages too? I haven't even checked that, but I think it is. I think so. All right, Iris. King of Swords. Swords is a suit that is very fiery. And the kings are always looking forward. the queens are always looking backwards to sort of it's that beautiful partnership of divine masculine, divine feminine. Um, so this is about you being. What I'm getting is you're very prepared. You have a lot of mastery. There's something that you're doing that you have a ton of mastery. What I'm seeing in my head is that you're frustrated. Um, you want to push ahead. And I want to say that one of the things that I've come up against in my journey is that because I know how to push, because I know how to persevere, because I know how to work hard and I like it, I can be putting out an energy that is too repelling. I don't mean repulsive, but an energy that is like unrelievedly. And all that it needs, all that I need to increase my impact and my income and all the rest of it is when I take my foot off of the pedal. There is that balance that needs to be struck. And for those of us who are hard workers, for those of us who are really passionate about something, really wanting to achieve something or really wanting to serve in some way, we can push too hard. We can get too externally focused. So I would encourage you to do some reading or some YouTubing about Abraham Hicks or about anything that's akin to it. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza is another person that I think is awesome about this stuff, about how energy actually works and how our lives are tied to that and not to what we say we want or what we say we think, but to what we truly resonate with on an emotional level. Because you are accomplished. You have and you are within yourself everything that you've worked for. You're already there. I have a friend who I was talking with yesterday. We went to a small business development thing that would lasted like 4 hours or 5 hours or something. You're so welcome, Iris. I hope that was helpful. Um, and she said something about how she's always been very what's the word? Vulnerable. She said she was very vulnerable. That is not her energy at all. Aw, Iris, thanks. It's nice to meet you on the energetic plane, known as TikTok. Um, let's see. Oh, okay, here. Should I put that in? Ugh. Like I said, learning as I go. I wish I could go boom and on the screen would appear. Thank you, Miss Iris. You too. And I think you joined. I think you followed me. So thanks for being part of my community. It's an honor. What was I saying? I lose my train of thought. Yeah, my mind works really quickly, and I go deep into so many different perspectives. It's like, gotta stay on track, Lori. Gotta stay on track. So if I was saying something you want to hear the end of, tell me what the start of it was. Holy mother! Oh, there is this really cool woman. I want to tell you about this really cool woman. If you're an insomniac or if you're ever having trouble sleeping on a Saturday night, and I mean midnight, Eastern Standard Time, there's a woman on YouTube called Oracle of Whimsy. And she does, the concept is so fabulous. She does tarot for insomniacs. Could anything be cooler? Could anything be more hilariously spot on perfect? She's a wonderful, wonderful, sweet, caring. You might say sweet. She's not like a cream puff, but she's very straight ahead. She'll tell you the real deal. Um, I always give her $5 through the YouTube channel and ask a question, because I just think it's polite to offer some money if you're asking somebody a question, getting a reading. It just seems, and I can afford $5, so there we go. Um, but last week last Saturday, it was fantastic. I was really kind of out of frame. I was freaking out. I wasn't in my own energy for a little while, and I was just like not happy with what was going on in our country and all that stuff. And she came on, and instead of whipping out the tarot cards, you know what she did? She whipped out her guitar and she sang folk songs. And she has a lovely voice. And it was like 20, 30 minutes of being sung to while lying in my bed. Oh, so fabulous. If I could think of a song, I'd sing it to you. I don't have my guitar, but I mean, not in my hands, but it was so calming. So you can ask her a question. I mean, whether or not you have the money to pay her, you can ask. You put it in the thing, but make sure if you sign up to be with her on a Saturday night at midnight Eastern Standard, that you have become a subscriber a half hour before, by like 11:30. Because if you join within 20 minutes of the start time of it, then you can't make any comments at all. So there you are. There's your tip for the day. The other tip I have for you is that I am also on YouTube, and I also have a podcast called Next Level Empowerment. Because empowerment, when I was in my 20s and 30s, was about, can you speak up for yourself, and can you become a badass person at your work? And it really didn't go too much beyond that, as far as I knew. And now it really is about the energy, and it really is about going deep into the communication, into the emotion, into all of the things that either make us strengthened or that make us feel disempowered. And so much of the programming we've taken in to say, oh, this is me. It's my fault. I'm not doing the, oh, thank you, Iris. Me too. I love glass frames. We're like, oh my God, I have to follow the rules. And if I'm not following the rules, that's why I'm not making it. It's because the rules don't fit you. They don't fit you. Here, let me see. Is there any way for me? It says some of your recent viewers haven't joined your fan club. Oh, will you heart me? You can try setting heart me as your live goal and welcome your viewers to help achieve that goal. Well, isn't that nice? Will you heart me? Will you help me be hearted? I noticed there's also some, thank you, sweetie. There's also there's a little flower up there, and it says 0 of 5. What? Oh, and then there's like a star. I have to learn to speak this language. Okay, I don't know. Oh, yeah. So anyway, glass frames, because that's very important, I absolutely love glass frames, and I can't afford to buy tons of them. So I just buy the glass frames. And then some of my glasses are glasses, and some of them are not. And, whatever. Oh, God, I needed to get on here and talk to y'all. Okay, what should we talk about? Is there a question out there? Anybody have a question about leadership, or being a woman in a crazy ass world, or what kind of situations you've been up against that you're like, how do I deal with this and maintain my sense of me? I mean, I had one yesterday when I went with that friend I mentioned. I went with her to that small business development thing, and we were standing side by side, and this guy who had just given a little 2-second presentation. Hi, I'm from this important agency that's here today, sponsoring this thing, blah, blah. And he's walking towards us in his, high price suit and all that stuff. He didn't look at me at all. He didn't look at me. Oh my God. Look at the old woman. Are you kidding? I'm not an old woman. Sorry. But he looked at my friend and because she's like, I don't know, 16 years younger than me and she's blonde and she's got that energy of like wanting people to like her. Me, I don't care. I like it when people like me. I think it's great. And my mission is no longer that as my first goal in every interaction. My mission now is connection and to be staying right here so that when I reach out, I'm still part of this conversation. Whereas when I was younger, it was, let me feel how you feel because I want to make sure that you continue to feel good or that I make you feel good or that I heal you or that, and there was no Lori there. It was terrible. There was just no Lori there. So there you go. That's the deal. Anybody else want a reading? One card reading? How long have I been on? Somebody needs to tell me. I have no freaking idea. I forgot to look. Well, listen, let me tell you a few things. Wednesdays, 12 to 12:30 p.m., noontime to 12:30 Eastern Standard. I have a mastermind for women who are entrepreneurs or want to be an entrepreneur, and for women who are in the corporate world and are becoming leaders or have been leaders and who are up against things. I want people to understand, I want women to understand how malleable the situations that we're in actually are when we're speaking about energy. And I want to introduce women to the concept that that our emotion is actually our major superpower. It's actually our major superpower. Can I just tell you something? You guys have given me 2.7 thousand hearts. That's it. Do you know how hard it is to render me speechless? Thank you. Thank you guys. My goodness. That's just really moving. Thank you very, very much. Oh, all right. Oh, by the way, I've made a few choices about when I'm going to be showing up to do this stuff. One of them, for sure, is Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. So if you like what I'm doing, you want to hang out, and you have the time, Sundays, 11 a.m. Okay. It's sort of like coming to church without the church, right? Okay. Let's see what else. I'm gonna try these following ones on for size and we'll see how it goes. Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern. And we'll just adjust as we, for now, for a couple of weeks at least. Sundays at 11 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Okay, so that's what we'll do. A card just fell out. Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is charging forward, y'all, and that's what we are doing. Now, we're not going to charge forward physically unless that is the very next step of what we need to be doing. If you've been preparing your business or your podcast or your whatever it is, stop preparing. Start moving forward. Stop waiting for perfectionism because I'm going to tell you something. When we do that, we're actually doing two things. We're never getting to where we really want to go. And I don't mean you'd never started, but let me see if I can explain this. So the vision I'm getting is of two pathways. And if you are waiting and you're preparing, and this is what my dear brother did. He's deceased, but he spent decades trying to put together something that he was going to release online. And he never, ever flipped the on switch. And then he died. And I'm not saying that you're going to die, but I am saying that we don't know what's going to happen. And The worst thing that could happen is really not sucking. Sucking is not the worst thing that could ever happen to us. That's real. Um, hold on, my phone is doing weird things. Okay. So there's this one path of like waiting, preparing, and you might have to do a little bit of preparation. I get it, but you don't have to get to perfection before you start. Just like me with this TikTok, there's so much I don't know about TikTok. And I'm trying to get the hell off this phone and get onto my laptop because then I can be going through a whole different whatever. But I'm willing to suck at this. I'm willing to do whatever I can do and connect with people because I love connecting with people. And the oh, that's interesting. That's ladybug. Ladybugs are good luck. If instead you jump in and you do something and you're like, I don't know if I'm going to suck at this. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, which is what I did with my podcast that I started 3-4 months ago. And by the way, if you are a leader, a woman leader who is breaking with the rules and doing things your own way and really being of service in the world and stuff, let me know because I need people on my podcast who are fabulous and who are going to help other people step out of their comfort zones in ways that are needed for them and for the world. My goodness. We've got to step into being ourselves. We just do. We just have to step into it. And here's the key. Here's the thing. It does not require big steps. That's really the big ass secret. It's not about the big steps that we keep thinking it is. We keep thinking, well, damn. No, it's about that like, okay, I'm going to go onto my new podcast or my new TikTok channel or whatever the hell it is. And I'm just going to jump out there and go, hi, I don't know what's up. It helps if you laugh at yourself because there's no blood spilt in the being of an idiot. You could be an idiot. And the thing that really endears people to you is when you're real. That's it. That's what gets people to stick around. And if you're really providing something for them, whether it's information or a service or any kind of job or, it can be anything, you guys, anything. What do you do well? What do you do well? And, I've had people say to me, well, I do candle making well, for instance, just as a for instance. I do candle making really well, but I don't want to make it my job because then I'll hate it. It's the wrong way to think about it. You'll hate it if what you do is you take your corporate experience and you try to make it your entrepreneurial experience. That's true. I have come into a group just a year ago that has kept me upright. Like it's a bunch of people who I now consider colleagues. And if any one of them needs help from me, they can reach out and I'll give it, and vice versa. This isn't like, going to networking and you get a whole bunch of emails and then they sit on your CRM system and you're like, who the hell are these people? Right? Oh my God. I think I've got 151 of those. I don't know who any of these people are. Just saying. I have no idea. But if you're going to start something, a side hustle or a business, or you're going to start a business as a side hustle, see where it goes. It should damn well be something you love. It better be something you love. And the other part of this is these people who I can see them now. I can go on a meeting once or sometimes twice a day. Every day, Monday through Friday. And I'm telling you, I get free trainings and all kinds of things. It's not like sitting in a classroom. It's people coming together and there's one person who goes, I'm going to teach you this. And it's like, oh, fabulous. Okay, cool. And then you raise your virtual hand and you're like, okay, I don't understand this part. It's like sitting with a bunch of friends, learning from each other and not being afraid to go, okay, I'm clueless about this. Like, I don't know what that means. Or what do you mean affiliate? What the hell is an affiliate? Or I haven't made any money in 2 years, but I keep trying. Or you're like the guy who knows stuff, but doesn't lord it over anybody because they're still learning. It's fabulous. So, I can invite this phone has got to shut up. So I can invite you guys to like a free I can invite you. I'm sorry, my phone keeps ringing. It's really annoying. It's the same number over and over. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I can invite you. You can come to a free gathering. It's only so far, we're like on a lot of calls, we're only about maybe 10 people. So it gives everybody plenty of time to ask their questions. And then today on one of the meetings, we actually had like 12, which was cool. But anyway, you can either come to uh, a training in AI video, which I just made my first AI video. I used my own voice, but it was just really, really cool. And it's helpful for this reason. If I do my voice, I can edit that a whole lot easier than if I have to just re-record me speaking, showing my face. I can edit the audio and match it with with an AI image that will do the talky talk as me. And that saves me tons of time. And when you're a solopreneur, you want to save time on everything. And also you want to be with a bunch of people who on the regular, like forever. You just want to be with people who want to raise all boats, not people who are like, well, I'm going to win. And then poor you didn't get it. Yeah, forget that. I'm done with that stuff. So, if you want to learn more about that, then put into your calendar that on Wednesdays at 12 o'clock to 12:30 p.m. EST, I have a mastermind for women in business. And I'm going to be talking about that next Wednesday. And also, if you want to know now what the hell I'm talking about, just join me here and send me a DM and ask me. It's not a bait and switch. It's not like, okay, now I'm going to upsell you to like a $5,000 product. That's not how I roll. For this thing, you can get in and knock around for an entire year for $30 if you decide to join. That's why I joined over a year ago. I was like, okay, $30? I can afford to lose $30. So I joined as an affiliate. And that, if I were an affiliate type, which I haven't been up to now, it's not been my gig at all. But doesn't matter. I still get to come to all these meetings and ask questions and learn stuff about podcasting and about AI and about digital marketing and about social media and about building funnels and all the stuff that I used to spend so much money for. Holy God. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. The debt is real, y'all. The debt is real. So don't have to do that anymore. And I just want you to know that there is real, honest to God teamwork. People we each have our separate businesses, but we're helping each other. I feel like I died in my tavern. All right. So that's that. If anybody, this is last call. Who's the last person who wants to have a card pulled? Anybody want a card pulled? If not, I will be jetting out of here, getting some lunch. Well, it's 3:00. I don't know if it's lunch or dinner. Last call for what rhymes with that's not alcohol. I'll just pull a card for all of us. I know I just did earlier, but I love the cards. I love that. Here, should I pull a different kind? Yeah, let me pull an Ascension Oracle card for all of us. These things are beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous stuff. All right, let's go for this. Yeah, baby. Remember, if you want to have a personalized reading, those are available on my goodbyegoodgirl.com. Do not write goodbye girl. Don't do it, because if you do, you won't get to me. It's goodbye good girl. As in, I ain't following rules just to follow rules anymore. They have to make sense for me. They have to pull me up. Okay. Oh, that was the card y'all wanted. Okay. Ah, divine union. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Ah, aren't these are super, super beautiful. Yeah. Um, so I think this harkens back to what I was talking about earlier, which is that I forget who, I think it might have been Iris that I was reading for. I forget, but there's something within you. Oh, Kat, thanks, honey. Ah, there's something within us that knows who we are. We can feel it. Where we go wrong is we keep trying to prove it externally. I'm going to tell you something. The external is important, but it's not the proof. The feeling itself is the proof. I'm trying to wrap my own head around this, but I know this to be true. Again, this is the turn in the road that we're all being asked to take. The great turning. It's not ignore your humanness. It's expand it. You're more than only human. You're not only human. Nope. Look at that light center in the middle. Look at that. Your emotional center, your emotional set point comes out of the places that you vibrate the strongest. And that can be love, it can be hate, it can be frustration, it can be curiosity, it can be like we are the microcosm and the external world is the macrocosm. Each of us is vibrating at our own places, right? No two people really the same. And then here we are all on the same planet together. And together, our energy creates this soup of experience, the stuff that's going on in our world. We're not alone in this. There is divinity, however you describe that for yourself. The space, the literal space between you and whatever it is you're looking at to see me on this fine day, that space is filled with pure positive energy. You are injecting into it without even knowing it, all of the energies of who you are. And as you do that, you're like a river that is starting to join with another type of river. So those are like your opportunities. Or you're going this direction with your little boat of energy, and suddenly you have a little tiny upward shift. You start to do something active to bring yourself up just a tiny bit. And tiny bit is all we want. And that's all that's necessary. A tiny bit. Can I tell you how freaking strong a 1% increase, uplift in your emotional setting is? I mean, I have a free course for you. Did I put it? I think I put the free course in the profile. I think I have the free course in the profile. And when I get this all set up on my computer, I'll be able to like walk you through the whole thing so you can go get it. But you can go get it. Like, it's not hard. Jeez, I'm hungry. I suddenly got a little dizzy. Your energy goes out and you suddenly see things you wouldn't have seen. So here you are with your little boat going this way, and then you have a slight shift and you shift just a little. So us being the way we are, the way we've been trained to be, we go, well, that's not that much of a difference. You think I'm going to see something different now? Yeah, I do. Because you know what happens is you've been going like this for a long time, right? and then you take a 1% shift. Look where you're going to be after some time, right? I mean, you are, and it doesn't take long either. It doesn't take long. So, however your mind can think about this, bringing in your energetic, your emotion, your understanding in whatever way you can think about it. You don't have to understand it overnight. This stuff can take really some time, right? Just understand you're not only human. That is a falsehood. You are an energetic being. That's why when you walk into a room, you know if you feel good there or not, because the energy in there either matches yours, is delicious for you to merge with, or bounces you off. And you're like, I'm out of here. I don't like it here. And somebody turns to you and goes, why don't you like it? I don't know, but I'm out of here. That's energy. That's what it is. All right, my friends. So let me know. Please join me. Please follow me. Please follow me. Follow me. Thanks, Kat. Yeah, it's I'm telling you, that little 1% shift, and the course, free course that you can find in my description. You're welcome, sweetie. Um, it's all about that, because that's how I healed myself of the clinical part of clinical depression after 40 years, and did it in 5 days. So that sounds like a bad, infomercial. I know, but that's what happened, and it was with that little 1% shift. So you can get my course for free, and you can also, I would recommend that you head over to YouTube to Abraham Hicks. Check that out, because you could spend the rest of your dang life looking at Abraham Hicks stuff. Amazing. All right, guys. Lots of love. Hang in there. Don't take any guff. And love yourself.